and this is Community Leaders Podcast.
What's up? It's your boy Los LOS, and I'm here at the Community Leaders Podcast. And across from me, I have Dee Velez. What's up, Dee Velez?
What's up, bro? Grateful for the opportunity. I'm excited to be able to share. And this is a dope setup. I think the whole setup is real dope. So
thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So Dee Velez, what do you do for the community of Humboldt Park?
All right. So in regards to Humboldt Park and just really anywhere I'm at, what I do is I create and build effective relationships to help increase the quality of life for people. And it can look different in many ways, but in essence, that's basically what I do for the community.
So what does that look like?
So what I've come to realize, or what I've accepted about myself, is that I'm very social. It's easy for me to meet people and have conversations and stuff like that. People like to call it networking. So I naturally just network and connect with people. So because most people aren't like that, what I like to do is I just naturally help bridge the gap or connect people to resources, resources to people. So it looks different in different ways. And so not everyone's like that. What I realize, a lot of people are very introverted. I'm obviously extroverted. So it's easy for me to meet someone. And if I hear of a need, I like to try to help fill that need. And really, to be transparent, bro, it stems from, the life of Jesus. Like, when you think about Jesus Christ, I choose to live my life according to those teachings. And I'm not the best at it, but I try to. And I realize just by studying, the Bible and studying his life, he increased the quality of life for people. Like, whenever someone had interaction with them, if he was in the same setting, they left out better than they were when they interacted with him. So I try to do that. So whether it's like, community events or whatever it is, or making connections for people, I don't mind doing it. Whether I benefit or not, at the end of the day, my role here is just to, help people in that way. And so it just kind of lines up with my mission statement and different things like that. So that's basically what it is.
So what is the mission statement?
Great question. So my mission statement, and this all stemmed in like 2020. So I'll say the mission statement, then I'll share how that happened. Is that cool?
Yeah.
That works?
That works fine.
This is fun. All right. So the mission statement is to make a long-lasting positive impact in my city, my country, and the world. So let's go back to 2020. Even 2019. 2019, I basically just hit rock bottom. I left a very bad relationship, and I had really nowhere to go. Called my pastor. You already know Pastor David from New Life. Shout out New Life. I called him, and I hadn't talked to him in a really long time. Like, bro, I know I've done this before. Growing up in church, there were seasons where I left, did my own thing, whatever. I thought I knew what I was doing. Obviously, I wasn't. Well, it progressively got worse. And so I was like, man, I have nowhere to go. And so he said, hey, are you reading? You going to church? You're praying? I said, PD, listen, I haven't read or did that stuff in a long time. He said, start there. Went back to church, started getting my life together. What I told myself was, I'm not going to do this church thing again, or I'm not going to do this religious thing again. I am going to actually do what the Bible says. And in order for me to know that, I have to read it for myself.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, I'm just going to study the Bible. I'm going to go to church and do all that stuff, but I'm not. Now when I'm there, it's for different reasons. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to study this thing and really, learn about this and get my own revelations and my own understanding. So I started doing that 2019, rebuilding myself back up because I was in a really low place and really broken and stuff like that. And then 2020 happens. I call it the year reflection because that's basically what I was doing. We're in the house all day. We couldn't go out. Did I go out? Sure. Right. I'm a people person, so it was driving me crazy. So I was thinking about what am I doing here? What's my purpose? There's people dying, there's crime, all these crazy things. And there was like anti this, pro this, and all this division, right? So by this time I'm reading the Bible. So I'm like, clearly, the Bible talks about stuff like this. So I was like, man, I need a mission statement. So I was reflecting on it, thinking about what I want to do. I thought about all the things I like to do, all the things I did growing up in church, the community stuff. So that's how I came up with the mission statement. I just wrapped it all around that one thing so that every decision I make, it lines up with that. And so what I started doing was, because I was working remote at the time. So I finished my stuff for work and I just literally go to the park and see what people are doing. I would just show up to random stuff. If an event, I was following social media pages. I got friends that do community work, so I'll just pop up to the events and just help and just serve. Outside the church, I just felt led to do it in the community, in the places that they need love.
Right.
And so that's what I started doing. You know, social media works where it gets around, you know, whatever. I ended up leaving jobs, and the job I have now, I'm able to be in the community at all times and helping serve in that way and leveraging resources, whether it's financial or connections. And because I naturally network, I'm always meeting people and connecting and asking people, like, what do you do? What's this? I might not be skilled at, like, people have all these things that they're good at. I'm just embracing that I like to talk to people, and I'm not afraid to meet someone. Especially, I love to meet people that don't look like me, they don't talk like me. If the furthest different you are, like the more different you are than I am, I want to just learn about the culture, your ethnicity, like how'd you grow up, where, you know, why you do this, because that helps you learn about people. So it's like networking. Yeah, corporate people do networking. They get names and numbers, and they're like, it's all transactional. Mm-hmm. I am more of a relational guy, and I learned that because I studied the Bible. Jesus was all about relationships. So when I'm networking, I'm really like building a rapport with them, connecting, learning about their family, what they like to, you know, all these different things. And I really learned that from different like environments I've been in, whether it's a church or a business expo or a workshop. And I'm just trying to just be better so I could help other people like connect the dots, if that makes sense.
It does. Dee Velez.
Yo.
What is Dee Velez? What's a D in? Because is your name Dee?
That's a good question, my boy. No, I'll just play. So this is where it started. Mm-hmm. My dad had the same name I had. Or I had his name, my fault. So my name is David Anthony Velez. So growing up, they just call me D for short. Or at the time, it was Lil D. Then you get older, it's just D. So most people don't know this, but I used to do improv and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things they talked about was like branding. And I took some social media stuff. And I was like, well, I need to create something that's different, unique, whatever, at the time at least. So most of my family either calls me D, or some of my family calls me Anthony. And so I just D Anthony Velez, and I just changed it on my socials. I made them all the same, and that's how it happened. Now I try to do David in corporate settings and like professional settings. Mm-hmm. My problem, bro, is that people like to call me Dave for short, and it drives me freaking crazy. Mm-hmm. It drives me crazy. So now I'm just like, yo, it's just D, or I'll be like, yo, Dee Velez. And I pause in between because one time I said it to a non-Hispanic, I would say, and this dude thought I said Dee Velez. Did you catch that? Dee Velez?
Oh,
bro.
Yeah.
He goes, what's your name? I'm like, Dee Velez. He goes, Dee Velez? I'm like, what? I was like, no, bro. I said D, pause, Velez. And ever since then, if you notice, anytime I say it, I'll pause. I'll be like, Dee Velez. Just so there's no confusion.
Trained yourself to say it that way.
Yeah, because, you know, if you're not from Chicago, we tend to talk fast, and the way we speak is very different across the board. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on enunciation. Okay. So I'm working on it in certain settings.
Oh, okay.
That was a long answer, but that was basically what it was.
This is a podcast. We want to hear that.
Oh, yeah, we need long answers. All right, so yeah, right. That's what it is.
So what motivates you? What motivates you to do all these things? What experiences you had in your life that motivates you to do all this? You're helping a lot, right? That's what you're doing. You're helping a lot.
Yeah.
You're being the hands and feet of God.
Right.
So what motivates you to do this?
What motivates me is thinking about the way I grew up, and basically, you know, very stereotypical Puerto Rican family in Humboldt Park. Drugs, gangs, violence, all this crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful for the resources we got access to, because if it wasn't for that stuff, I really don't know where we would be. We would probably still be, I don't know, we've lived in an abandoned building before. We jumped from house to house, lived in a shelter twice. So my life was pretty crazy growing up. And at the time, it's funny because I didn't realize that was not normal. I just thought these things were normal. And so because we got connected to the shelter that was connected to the church, we got introduced to, you know, church and community. And then there's all these different resources like, you know, food stamps, stuff like that. I realized that there's a lot more out there, but most people don't know about it. And because I'm willing to go out and meet people and to connect with people and learn about these resources, I'm willing to help connect the dots. Because, yeah, we have social media and stuff, but even to this day, bro, It'll be 4 nonprofits in a 1 block radius, and they don't even know each other. You see what I'm saying?
That's an issue.
That's a problem. It's like everyone's working in their own little silo. So if I could at the very least be like, yo, my homie works at this organization, it happens to be the next block over, you guys are looking for a gym, they have a gym, and it's empty all day. You got kids who need to play basketball. So I'll literally be like, so-and-so and this dude, yo, y'all need to meet. I think it'd be great for y'all to connect. And I just let them do the thing. But I'll break the ice for people because most people, that's like their biggest challenge is breaking that ice or talking to someone they don't know. Because we're from Chicago, bro. People don't be wanting to talk to people for real, right? Most people.
It's a mean mugging city.
Yeah, everyone mean mugs. I'm even working on it, bro. I told you earlier, like, I'm really working on my smile because I realize I look pissed off most of the time. Unless I'm talking to you, but if not, I'll be like this, like. And the people, that's not approachable. So what motivates me and drives me is the way I used to live, I didn't like it. And I just believed that there had to be a better way to live. And that's when I started to pursue stuff and like, you know, learn about different resources or how come this person has this and I don't. Yeah, I know there's like this whole all color people skin stuff. And okay, cool. And I get that stuff. But at the end of the day, bro, if you know how to like network, if you have a work ethic, right? You communicate, you educate yourself, you could do anything. If you know how to network, you have a work ethic and you educate yourself, you could do anything, bro. Like that's been my mindset. I just learned, I'm like, that's what it is. So basically my upbringing is what drives me to help people because not everyone might not have access to a church or a food pantry or I had 2 parents, although they grew up wild lifestyle, and praise God, they changed their life. And my father's not here anymore. But before he passed, he radically changed his life, got off of drugs, completely disconnected from that lifestyle and was another human being, completely different. So I praise God for that because even though, you know what I learned from my dad? And some people see it however they want to see it. I learned what not to do. Some people, they look at their parents and they be mad at them. And no, he gave me a great example of what not to do. And I learned that mindset from Pastor. Because I used to get frustrated with certain leaders. And he's like, D, you can learn what not to do. You always can learn from someone. Either learn what to do or what not to do. So once I caught that, I'm like, all right, cool. My father taught me what not to do, and he changed his life, and I learned what to do. And so I saw that transformation, and I just want to help more people get to that place of like another level of transformation to become a better version of yourself, really. So
okay.
That was a long answer, but yeah.
No, it was good. So where did you grow up exactly?
In Humboldt Park.
Where? What neighborhood? Humboldt Park is pretty big.
All right, so we spent a lot of years by Campbell, Wabansia, over there by the east end of, and this is the old Humboldt Park, not the new Humboldt Park.
Okay.
So let's just clarify real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
So I grew up most of my time on that side of the park. We jumped around from apartment to apartment a lot. So, you know, we lived by the viaducts over there. The abandoned building was over by Moffett and Campbell.
When you say abandoned building, what do you mean by that?
Like it was no heat, no gas, no nothing.
That's where you lived?
Bro, we lived there, I don't know how long. Honestly, it's a big blur to me. But I remember living there because, you know, we didn't have hot water. We had to use candles to get light. It was crazy. They almost got emotional. That's crazy. So, yeah, it was not a good living situation. My parents just didn't make the best decisions. And that's why I'm really big like on mentorship and guidance, following people with wisdom, because they didn't have that. I don't know why or whatever, but that's just where we were. So, man, I remember taking cold showers, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
how does that make you feel?
I'm great. I've learned to be very grateful for the things I have, like hot water, bro, food, clothes. Like I can go, if I want to go get some right now, I can go buy it because I learned how to like make money and be resourceful and stuff. So being the oldest, you know, I took care of my brother and sister a lot. My parents were all doing the thing back in the day. And so, yeah, like if we only had enough hot water, like not enough, I'll make sure like, you know, they get their warm showers and stuff and I'll just suck it up, take a cold shower. And through those experiences, I really learned to be resourceful, and I really learned just to make the most of whatever it is I had, of every opportunity. You know, even growing up, when we started going to church and stuff, people thought I was at church because I loved the Lord. Yes, you know, that was a whole, it was really because I don't want to be home, bro. Like the church was peaceful. It was warm. You know what I'm saying? So it was always a struggle. Growing up, it was always struggle. And I just, in my mind, was like, I'm not going to live like this. And so growing up in those situations, living in a shelter with all these random people, changing schools a lot, moving to different, even though I grew up in Humboldt Park, you know how it is. Every other couple blocks is a different neighborhood per se within the neighborhood.
It is.
So you're constantly meeting new people. You're constantly like in different, even gangs, like all this other drama and stuff. So because you live here, they're going to associate with you this gang or you know what I'm saying? So I had to really learn how to connect with people and just talk to people and make new friends and learn how to be resourceful. So I don't even know what you asked that I got into that, but yeah, growing up like that. Oh, what parts of the neighborhood? We grew up basically just that part. You know, they changed the neighborhoods now, so I don't even know what's considered Humboldt Park or Logan Square.
Or Humboldt Heights. Yeah,
all these random freaking neighborhoods, but we just basically bounced around all up and down Wabansia, basically. Because we lived on Mozart Wabansia for a little while, right next to the church. At the time, we lived by Ridgeway Wabansia. We lived by Central Park, over there by Central Park and Armitage. That was crazy situations there. Like, we just bounced around, like, the area. And then most of the years was over by Western North Avenue over there and stuff like that. Most of my years, yeah.
So you've been through some stuff, but you've also been through some victories.
Oh, 100%.
Let us know about these victories.
The victories?
Yes.
I'm not on drugs. Not in a gang. Victories. I'm in a position where I'm really learning to, like, just learn how to think. I think a lot of times people don't know how to think. They just do whatever everyone else is doing. Honestly, anytime I see a lot of people doing something, I instantly don't want to do it. Because I'm like, why is everyone doing it? Oh, because so-and-so's. I'm like, well, why though? Like, my mom always taught me, like, how to ask questions, like asking the right questions, questioning everything. So I've just learned to do that. And so, I mean, you know, I have, you know, a job. I'm learning how to, like, create other streams of income outside of my job. So that's the whole resourceful part of it, is like, why be stuck and do one thing when we have technology, we got resources, all these things that we can do to get ahead. If that's what you want, right? Some people are okay with their life, but I just feel like there's more. Especially after reading the Bible and really studying it, God has so many things for us. Like, we can live a next level life. And not to say, oh, because I have a car, I have a nice car, I got money. No, these are tools to expand the kingdom, right? My mindset right now is to expand the kingdom of God. How I do it looks very different than the way most people do it, right? I'm really big on serving outside the church, like outside of the four walls of the church, and going out and reaching those people who don't know Christ. Although I grew up in church, I didn't really know Christ the way I know him today. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, now I understand what it's like to not be in that, you know, how they talk about like a covering or being that little bubble of the church. No, there's some real stuff going on in this world, and people got real experiences. And so growing up outside the church, getting connected, and then me deciding to leave for whatever reason, my background and my upbringing is very diverse, so I leverage that to connect with people. And so I would say those are the victories. Taking painful, hurtful, you know, crazy situations and using that to connect with people and say, I know what you're going through. I understand what you're saying. I feel you. I know what it's like to have a gun put to my head. You see what I'm saying? I know what it's like to have gangs pull up a gun on me on some crazy stuff thinking I'm in a gang. I also know what it's like for officers to do the same thing. I'm not mad at the officers, the whole organization itself, or even the gangbangers. Hurt people, bro. It's a cliche thing. Everyone says it now. But it's like something happened to that person that got them to that point where they feel like they need to pull that gun on you. Or that officer had a lot of bad experiences with people that look like me, so they instantly assumed that I was like that because of the way I dress. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand there's something behind the surface level of this stuff that's happening in the world. So I'm a little more patient and I have a little more grace with people because God has a lot of grace with me. And I have pastors and leaders and mentors in my life who extend a lot of grace towards me. So how dare I not extend the same grace towards someone else? Amen. So if someone spazzes on me, I know that there's something beyond that. Now, sometimes I get in my, you know, sometimes I spaz back and I've gotten better at it over the years, but I know there's something more to it. So I'm more like, I'm in a place right now where I'll listen before I say anything. Like, I genuinely want to just hear, and I ask a lot of questions now. Someone spazzes on me. Okay, why are you upset with me? What made you want to do that? You know what I'm saying? And like really try to hear them out. And then walk them through the other side and say, this is what I meant.
Yeah.
Or this is where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna hold organizations or, you know, whatever because of one bad person. Right? Obviously there's bad people everywhere. Churches, anywhere. Outside the church, your job. Just because, you know, I had a bad experience at a burger spot, does that mean I'm not gonna eat burgers anymore? No. I'm gonna go to another spot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because someone maybe had a bad interaction with someone at the church, so now I'm not gonna like serve Christ anymore. No, that person, you know, bro, you already know. Like they say, the church is a hospital, right? There's a lot of sick people. But there are also people in a hospital who knows what they're doing, because it wouldn't be a hospital if there weren't doctors and nurses and a medical team, admin, staff. So there are people in the hospital or the church per se who knows what they're doing. But you know what's interesting, bro? I just realized doctors get sick too. My fault, I had to say. Doctors get sick. Nurses get sick. They might not be practicing everything that, you know, they're doing. So it's like, where's the grace? People are human, bro. Anyways, I just went down a whole tangent, but
That was good though.
that's the whole grace message. It's like, yo, people mess up. Instead of being mad at like people from church or people at a store, I pray for them now. Now I know what to pray for. If I see a flaw in you, I know what to pray for. I'm not gonna go gossip and go, man, Los is like this or he does this. No, Los is a human being who has flaws. So as a brother, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna encourage you. I'm gonna find some scripture I'm gonna let you know, like, hey, yo, the way you said that, you kind of rubbed me the wrong way, bro. And I'm not mad. I just don't want that to happen to someone else who might not have the same maturity. You see what I'm saying? So just the way I view people is very different, man, because we're all human beings. We all have emotions and feelings and stuff like that. And if I continue to act the way I used to act, where I used to spaz on people real quick, how is that going to help introduce them to Christ? You see what I'm saying?
So you see those as a victory.
Yeah, those are victories for me. Those are like, man, if I can help someone feel better about themselves, because people naturally are just like, you know, down on themselves, critique themselves. I'm the same way. I'm always like, I can always do better. But it's just a mindset shift, really. So I feel like those are some of the victories in my life right now.
Awesome. So what are your fondest memories?
Fondest memories?
Fondest memories.
Fondest is like good, right? Good memories?
Yes. Your favorite.
My favorite memories?
Yeah, fondest.
That's a good question. I like, when I was doing improv at Second City, when I was in a training center, those were fun times.
Okay.
I had great times doing it. I like, if I could do anything, I would love just to be on a stage and just like joke around all day and like make people laugh and stuff like that. I really like doing it. Although some people might have different views and perspectives, only because depending where they meet me, because I could either be very super serious and passionate and like, let's change the world, or I could just be super joking and take nothing serious and just clown all day. So as I got older, I've learned to be a little more serious, but sometimes I err on the other side. But in a perfect world, if I can just joke around and just have a great time and stuff like that, those are dope memories. Like when I used to do like funny skits and youth ministry and stuff like that, or like portray these different characters just to make people laugh. To me, that's fun. I love doing it. I don't do it as much these days, and mainly because there's things that are good, right? There's things that's like you can do it and that's fine, but then there's like purpose and mission. Like, why am I on this earth? Did God create me to be a comedian and go make people laugh? Maybe, but I don't feel that in my heart. Like, I don't feel right, because there's comedians who leverage that to like share positive messages, and I think that's dope. I think that's great. I just don't feel like that's me. Although I like to do funny skits and stuff like that. Maybe later down the road I can do that, but right now I don't feel like that's not where my life is going. I kind of weave that in different settings that I get to do, like whenever I do panels, or if I'm hosting an event, you know, that's dope for me. I love doing that because I get to just be loose, just chill, hype up the crowd, get people like excited and stuff. That stuff I love to do. Like, for like a New Year's Eve service, when we host different things like that, those are fun. Or we got a big event, got to keep the crowd going. I like stuff like that. So I don't have anything specific, bro. I think just, making people feel better and making everyone feel welcome. And, noticing the person who's kind of like to themselves, like making sure they're straight. Like, are you good? You need anything? Like, that's kind of that's what makes me feel good, is making sure other people are good. The different love languages and stuff like that. Like, mine is acts of service. Like, if I know something needs to get done, I'm always looking for things to do to make someone's day a little easier. Like, simple stuff, bro. Open the door, carrying bags. Or if we need to get this set up, like, yo, you need help with anything? I'm always a person like that. So to me, though, I feel good. Like, if we do that and quality time, we're just chilling, life is good.
So can I ask you, what are your fondest memories with your parents?
Bro, get emotional. My happiest moments. So I was part of this program called Chicago Masters Commission. It's a 9-month discipleship, college-based program. It's through New Life Covenant. And I did the program for 2 years, mainly because my dad passed in the middle of my second year. And, I'm the oldest. Before he passed, he would always, since I was young, put it in my brain like, hey, if anything ever happens to me, make sure you take care of your mom and your brother and sister. Like, it was just, I've always heard that. And I kind of get sad when I hear it. I'm like, what? Whatever. Like, I'm like, he's tripping. But he would always say that. So when he passed, he had a heart attack, by the way. Old lifestyle. Huh?
So I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. The good news is he's in heaven. And that literally is the only peace I have, which is, it's wild to me. I don't know how I would go through life without Jesus, seriously. Because reading that, praying stuff gives me peace. But my fondest moments were his last 2 years on this earth. Because those were the 2 years that I was older, right? So I was 21 when he passed. So I'm getting to the adult age, right? I'm older. Our conversations, bro, best conversation I ever had. Like, these are grown men conversations. So he was my father, but it was like we're having more like friendship type conversations. And I was opening up about stuff, and we would chill. Like, in that program I was in, Mondays were our day off, so I'll go to the crib, chill with the family. My dad loved to cook some food. We'd chill, chop it up, and just have good conversations. I'm a quality time person, so we don't have to do anything special, bro. It doesn't really matter. I don't care where we're at. If we're just chilling, I'm good. Those moments were the best moments of my life. He would give me advice on certain things. I'd ask him questions about just life stuff. I'm older, whatever. I was dating someone at the time, so I just had a lot of different questions. And I was very grateful that I had someone I can go to, right? He was good. He wasn't on drugs. He was serving God. I was building my relationship with Christ and stuff. And so for me, those are like the best moments. They threw a surprise party for me before he passed, which naturally I don't like surprises, which is funny because my sister recently threw one for me. It was just interesting how that happened. But they threw one for me right before he passed. It was the birthday before he passed. And I remember that moment. I also remember Christmas, because the year before I was in New Jersey, we were interning at the church that we helped start out there. And so I wasn't home for the holidays or for my birthday, which at the time I was cool because my golden birthday, we went to Times Square. It was like I had to do 20 things in New York, like eat a slice of pizza, the cheesecake thing, take a picture with an officer. So it was like fun little stuff like that. But that last 2 years, I was going to Bible study with my dad, so that was cool. But yeah, those are my best moments, bro. Growing up, because prior to that, man, life was just wild. It was interesting because when we were younger, people might think it's crazy, whatever. He used to pray for us all the time, even before we was going to church. He would be straight high, bro. Straight another level. But he always prayed for us because he grew up, going to church and stuff here and there and stuff like that. But he just always knew prayer was like, that was the thing. And yeah, he would pray for us in the most non-traditional places we should probably be at as a kid, at least me. And I remember those moments. I remember him praying for us. My parents are very optimistic, even in the midst of chaotic situations. So I think those are like best moments for me, fondest moments for me, stuff like that growing up. If we can have fun and be productive at the same time, let's do it. Like the men's, remember that men's bowling thing?
Yeah.
I do like bowling. I forgot. I like bowling. Let's be productive. When I was there, I'm talking to people. I'm networking. I'm connecting with people that I never met. I intentionally go out and say hi to someone I don't know. 2 reasons. 1, it's uncomfortable. 2, their life matters. How dare I be in a room with people and not even acknowledge them existing, bro? People do it all the time. Have you been in an elevator? No one talks.
Pretty much.
I also heard that in a podcast. People are in the same vicinity and they're not talking to people. They'd rather be on their phone. Where's the human connection? I am on a mission to remind people that their life matters, bro. And if that's just saying hi to them or acknowledge them, like their existence, that can change their life, bro. Like, dang, that guy noticed me. Maybe I do matter. Maybe I'm not gonna go kill myself.
Oh, that does matter.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how am I in this social setting, church, nonprofit, work? It doesn't matter. If you're around people, say hi to them. Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Wham, bro. Wham, freaking wham. My comfort zone means nothing, bro. Your life is more important than my comfort zone. So yeah, I'm gonna go out and say hi and have a little conversation with you. Wherever it goes is where it goes. No agenda, just simply to be like friendly, to say hi. And if it sparks a conversation and I help connect you to someone, great. If it leads you to Jesus Christ, amen.
What are your aspirations right now? What are your dreams? What are your goals right now, as of right now? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from where you're at now?
So I really want to, and unfortunately it falls under, I guess not unfortunately, but it falls under nonprofit. But I want to create like a nonprofit or whatever, or not even some sort of educational program to just help people think about things different, whether it's their finances or teaching people how to communicate and do the things I just talked about. That's not being taught in schools. They're not teaching you how to, network and have conversations like that, or how to run business and stuff like that. So I have this desire to be able to get that in motion in 5 years. So right now, one of my desires and goals is to be able to slowly start replacing my job income through, e-commerce and business and different opportunities and things I got access to be able to now have the income like going. Now I don't have to stay at my job, or I can maybe choose to do part-time, or now I want to be able to buy my time back.
Yes.
So that I can do the things I'm passionate about. So that's why I'm doing all these things, to put myself in a position where I have the ability to do that. But if I don't know how to talk to people, how am I gonna have business conversations? What am I gonna bring to the table if I'm not reading books? So all of this stuff ties into that, to the bigger picture. So eventually I'm gonna be able to start my own organization where I don't have to worry about funding and grants. And if I get it, cool. But I don't want that to be like, man, I need it. Because sometimes certain grants, like, you only could do X, Y, Z with it. Oh, this money's only for school supplies. But this single mom needs her freaking brakes fixed on her car to take her kids to school. But the grant is only for school supplies. No, I want to be like, if I got an extra, whatever, couple thousand, hey, don't worry about it. Here. Matter of fact, I'm going to teach you how I made that, actually, low key. Here, join this class. I got some friends in Arizona. They got these financial classes. They teach like single moms and stuff to help get like a emergency fund, how to save 3 to 6 months of expenses, how to like manage your finances better with whatever job you got. So that's where I kind of got some of the ideas started going. It's like, yo, these guys are doing it in Arizona. I could do the same thing, or I could even duplicate what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I can give someone money, and that's fine, but it's only gonna last a certain amount of time. But if I teach someone how to make that money, it's next level. Now that single mom will no longer struggle financially. And then she could teach it to her kids. Because all of us have influence over at least 3 to 5 people. So if I can help someone think about something different and just view life differently, view finances different and their time different, that's going to roll over into their kids or to their coworkers, to their cousin. That's how you impact the world, bro. So that's my 5-year game plan, and I just need to be very strict and very like disciplined with my habits, because every day counts, bro. Every hour, everything counts.
Word. So where do you see change or progress on the West Side that you have worked on?
I see. Well, what I'm realizing is because of the connections I've been helping to establish and connect people, I've been seeing successful like community events or people being able to get like access to certain resources or job opportunities or contract opportunities that they wouldn't have had. And I hate to say this because I hate pointing to myself, bro. But because I was able to make a connection. Like there's this lady I know, she does like, she makes the food thing with it, catering. Mm-hmm. I helped connect her to CLF. Okay. To do some of our events. Mm-hmm. I just found out recently that they've been doing multiple events, even beyond that. I didn't do it because I want to be like, yo, look at me, I did this. Or, man, give me 10% of your profits. Mm-hmm. God's going to take care of me, bro. Hey, you make food, they need food. It's real simple. The pocket, whatever it is. I'm just trying to help people, like, just bridge the gap with these connections. So the success I've seen people get jobs, contracts, like, certain events. They needed something, like we did a Juneteenth event. I was able to help with those resources and stuff like that. I leveraged my network, introduced it to this new network I got in Garfield Park. And, whatever it is, bro, it's hard, bro, because sometimes I don't even keep track because I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to, like, help people. But I see some of it because some people tell me, offline, be like, yo, D, thanks for, introducing me to so-and-so, or I appreciate you doing this. I'm not putting it on social media. I'm not doing like the people that be doing good deeds. Like, hey, look at me. I'm giving food to these people.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to happen organically. Yeah. Naturally, I let God do his thing. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to focus on what I can control. Anything outside of that, God works behind the scenes for me.
Awesome. Awesome. So what do you think needs to be addressed now in the West Side?
Experience. I see people like just trying to do their own thing. I feel like this newer generations, like is like collaboration is like a buzzword right now. Like everyone's like, oh, let's collaborate. But a lot of times, sometimes that is even a challenge because it's like my idea is better than yours, or I want to do it this way, or whatever. So I see like just in certain settings and meetings I've been in where I see some of those challenges. Some of the things I know, well, first of all, I said this earlier too. I didn't even know Humboldt Park was considered West Side. I said that earlier.
It is.
When I heard about the fellowship, I'm like, well, I'm from Humboldt Park, and they're like, oh, that's West. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. We're like in a weird place because we're not north, but we're not south. Like north is like way up north, right? Yeah. So we're just in an interesting spot. But anyways, just things I notice is, I think we can really change the way people view us if we do real basic stuff that a lot of professionals do or a lot of people do that I've learned in different corporate settings, like punctuality, communicating your thoughts without letting your emotions get involved.
Ooh, come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Carrying yourself different. Now, I'm not saying you got to wear a suit all day, but like care about the way you dress. Carry yourself. Even wearing a hoodie and jeans, right? There's a certain way you could present yourself in a way that you, right? It's not being fake, but these are little things like ending the meeting on time. People get tired of that. Not canceling because a lame excuse. Like those are things that I'm noticing. Now I don't say much because I'm real observant when I'm in different settings. But if I have an opportunity or someone asks me my opinion, like you did right now, I'll share things I notice. Like, why are we always starting this meeting late? The thing says 6 p.m. It's 6:45. We haven't done anything. So I almost, to a degree, I used to feel bad. I'm like, man, let me stay. Because I'm like, wait, now I'm wasting my time. So it's like everything we do communicates something to other people. So you're telling people, it doesn't matter if you show up on time because we're going to start at 7 anyways, even though I said 6. So then you wonder. So it's almost like, I think the biggest thing is just being a little more disciplined in areas of our life. So if you're in a corporate setting, bro, or in a business, if their thing starts at this time, it's going to happen no matter what. And we learned this from Pastor Choco.
On time.
No matter what. Bro, I constantly text him, bro. Mm-hmm. I constantly text him and say, thank you for teaching me this. Mm-hmm. I see the value in it now. Mm-hmm. It didn't make sense at first. I don't understand why showing up 15 minutes early mattered. Now I see why. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't understand why, giving someone eye contact when you speak to them matters. Now I see why. Mm-hmm. Or standing up when you're greeting someone. That all those little things, I didn't learn that in the hood. I learned that through him, through church, different things like that. So I see some of those things not happening in certain spots and places on the West Side, and I want to be able to help like bring that to the table by not telling people what to do, by showing people what to do.
Being an example.
So if I have an opportunity to lead a meeting, they already know. No, we are if this is at 7, we're starting at 7. Am I the best example? No. Obviously, I have my flaws and different things like that. I'm constantly making mistakes, but I'm also constantly giving myself grace and learning from it. Yeah.
So, words of wisdom. Any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. I'll just share things that I've learned. And what I've learned to do is forgive myself, understand I'm human, be quick to apologize. And when I speak, like if I'm hosting something or what, I speak as if I know everything, but I learn as if I know nothing. Where I got that from? Oh, I think Pastor Choco taught us that. Here we go. Oh, give people recognition. Promote people. I think the coolest thing is being able to point to other people. I think that's like the dopest concept. Hey, I'm nothing special. I learned this from this person. I got this from a book. I got this from the Bible. I got this from a podcast. Los taught me this. Pastor, that's something I think that would be my words of wisdom. Recognize people.
Do you have a memorable quote?
Memorable quote?
Yeah, memorable quote.
Bro, what the heck?
That's what sorry. That's what
you know what? Pastor John Hanna.
John Hanna, all right.
He said, I think it was at a Jumpstart conference, which is the pastors and leadership conference. He said, laugh and move on. Real simple. Learn to laugh at yourself and just keep it moving.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I'm going to say he said it. I don't know. I think it was him. He said learn to laugh at yourself. You can ask him the next
time you see him.
I don't know, but
a jumpstart.
Yeah, I guess that would be, I don't know. I can't think of I think in concepts and ideas, I'm not the best person at like remembering very specific things. I'm big on experiences and stuff like that, so I don't have like a one-liner. I would share my favorite Bible verse.
Go ahead.
Galatians 6:9. Wow, I almost forgot. Oh, do not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time you reap a harvest if you don't give up. One of my favorite scriptures. There's a lot out there, but that's like one of the favorite ones. Like, just keep grinding, stay consistent, don't stop. I said, do not become weary in doing good. At the proper, this is the key part, proper time. Not my time. Whose proper time? God's time.
His time.
God's timing, that's the right time. My time is not. Oh, I do this thing, bro, where I do lesson of the day. I did it last year. I stopped for a little bit, and people were like, yo, what happened? So every day, because I already reflect on my own, I try to pull a lesson out of my day. And I put in my notes, and then I share it on my socials and stuff like that. And that's been such a game changer. So there's like a ton of quotes on there, but it's just based on conversations, experiences. Like, what did I learn today? I just don't want to go through this life and not have it. I just want to make the most of it. How much can I extract from my experiences today? Good, bad, ugly. What did I learn? You either learn what not to do, you learn what to do.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, a superpower? If I had a superpower,
what would you want it to be?
Is it giving me options, or I could just make this up?
Whatever you want. What would you want it to be?
A superpower, bro. I don't even. Man, see, I always look at all different angles, bro. So it's like, oh, I could have this. Like, imagine you go anywhere in time. That would be cool. Well, actually, I guess that would be cool. If I can go anywhere in time, like
time travel.
Yeah, but without affecting anything, though. I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to change anything.
Okay.
I just want to see what it was like in real time, like the truth. The truth is what I want to see. So if I can just go anywhere, I want to see the truth, right? Because there's history. That's a whole other conversation. At this point, I don't even know what's true or not true based on these history books. Things are always changing, but like the truth doesn't change. Facts can change. The fact is, I'm I'm a little overweight right now, but that can change. The truth is I have the ability to change that. So if I can go anywhere in time without affecting the future, I just want to see, what was it like at this time in this place? What really happened during the civil rights thing? What really happened in Jesus' time? What really happened at the temple, at the cross? Like, I would love to be able to like watch that play out without affecting anything. That would be such a dope super. Like, even like, how was it 1920s, or how was it in Puerto Rico when my grandfather was a kid? Like, how to see his life, like that would be probably the coolest thing. And then be able to like bring that with, oh my gosh, bro, change the world for real. Like, bring that and like, yo, that would be a dope podcast.